All right. Hey, my friends, how are you today? Welcome to the Your Book, Your Voice coffee chat. Love being here. Hopefully, you're having a great day. I hope so. Again, appreciate you joining me for this impromptu. Well, it's not really impromptu, actually. I do this every Thursday at this time. This is coffee chat time, right? So everything's looking good. We are streaming live on Instagram. Thank you for joining. Also on LinkedIn. Glad you're here, and on the Robert Lane Coaching YouTube channel. So YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram. Love doing this. Today's kind of like live day. I do the Your Book, Your Voice podcast, which is later on tonight. And got a great podcast coming up tonight as well. Matter of fact, let me just share that with you. My guest is author, speaker, hope hooker, Raylan Van Oort. And you're like, what? What was that? Hope hooker? Yes, because she is a hope. How would I say this? She's not a lady of the night. She is a lady of the heart. And she's written an incredible book that we're going to be talking about tonight, about her experiences of how she ended up to where she is today, and just an incredible life journey from growing up to getting involved in something that just was so intense. We'll talk about that tonight. She is a wonderful person. She's also a coach as well, and she is a speaker and shares her story. So join me tonight. Now, this is on the Your Book, Your Voice podcast, which airs on the Bold Brave TV YouTube channel live. Now, of course, it gets distributed on all your favorite podcast channels, all right? But I want you to join the podcast live, because it happens at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific time every Thursday. So tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, go to the Bold Brave YouTube channel where we do the podcast live. Join in on the conversation, all right? I would love to have you there. And again, for you watching on Instagram, remember, I have a link on my profile page. It's one of those Linktree links. You click on that link, and it'll show you everything. It'll show you about the booking a call for an audiobook consultation, which I'll talk about in just a little bit. Getting your free audiobook narration reference guide. There's a link there as well. To join the podcast live, it's there as well. Now, of course, for those of you on LinkedIn and also on YouTube, just go to the description there. All those links are there for you as well. Now, I did mention about the audiobook narration guide, and I do want to show you that. This is a free audiobook narration guide that I want to give to you. All you have to do is just go to the link. I have a graphic on the screen for those of you on LinkedIn and YouTube. You can see that. But again, it's in the description. That link is there, bit.ly/narration reference guide. Grab your free audiobook narration reference guide, which has a lot of great tools and techniques on how to do a great audiobook narration. Okay, I'm gonna do something here real quick. There we go. And for you on Instagram, of course, the links are all there in the on my profile page. All right, so getting your audiobook narration zen on. By the way, I am Robert A. Lane. I have a business called Robert Lane Coaching. I am an audiobook coach and producer specializing in helping nonfiction authors like yourself narrate your own audiobook and get you published on Audible, Amazon, and Apple, the AAA, in 6 weeks. The program is 6 weeks. It doesn't take you 6 months, doesn't take you 6 years. You can get your audiobook done in your own voice by the end of the 6-week program and get you published on those 3 platforms, which is really important to be on those 3 platforms because that's where most people go. Now, you can be distributed on other distribution platforms if that works for your marketing strategy. So you're not just limited to Audible, Amazon, and Apple, though I do focus on that because most people go to that to those 3 platforms. I can't even tell you how many times that I'm looking at my mic here for a second. Looks a little funky. I think it's okay. I'm going to boost that up a little bit. There we go. That's better. Okay. All right. Again, There are a lot of distribution platforms that you can be on if it works for your marketing strategy. But before I enroll anybody into the Your Book, Your Voice audiobook coaching program, we talk. So book a call, right? I talk to every author before I enroll anybody because I want to make sure that I resonate with you, you resonate with me. We're going to be working together, and we always have a conversation first before you get enrolled. So again, the link is in the description on YouTube and LinkedIn, and of course on Instagram. As you know, go to my profile page. All the links are there for you to check out. All right. Okay. So book your call. There you go. That's enough of the promos. Let's get into our topic for today, which is getting into your audiobook narration Zen, right? Getting into your Zen. When you get into your Zen, you get into your zone. And that's where you need to be. And again, I do what I do because I'm a big advocate that all nonfiction authors need to narrate their own audiobook. Nobody can tell your story better than you. It's your story. It's written in your unique style, in your unique voice, right? Your voice is already in your written word. Nobody can tell your story better than you. Not another narrator, not an AI. You, as the author, as the nonfiction author, you are the person who is most qualified to narrate your own audiobook. All right? Keep that in mind because you do have what it takes. You do have what it takes. Whether you have professional speaking experience or not, it doesn't matter. This is why I'm a coach. This is why I coach you on how to do a great audiobook narration. This is why I love doing what I do, because you will sound fantastic. You will do a great, compelling, engaging delivery of your audiobook. You will. You just have to believe in yourself. So that's part of getting into your audiobook narration Zen. The first thing that I go through with all the authors who go into the program that I teach, first thing we do is mindset, because mindset really is a key factor to doing a great audiobook narration. First step in mindset is to be grounded, to be focused, get into your Zen, get into your present moment, not worrying about the past, not worrying about the future, present moment. In the now. That's number one. Number two, to get into your Zen is tapping in to the core reason of why you wrote your book in the first place. Because that same core reason that compelled you to write the great nonfiction book that you wrote is the same energy that you're going to be bringing to your audiobook narration. Okay, that's very important. So tap into that core reason. That is going to get you into your Zen, your chill moment, and will get you into your zone to do a great audiobook narration. The other part of getting into your Zen is loving your voice. You gotta love your voice. Appreciate the wonderful sound that comes out of your body. I know, I'll even say 99%. 99% of people don't like their voice. That might be a little less percentage, but let's go for the go for the gusto, right? But the thing is that your voice is part of who you are. That's what makes you you, and that's what makes you unique, and that's what makes you stand out in the crowd, because no one can replicate you. This is why you are who you are. This is what makes you so unique. This is why you are a unique individual, because your author brand, because you are a brand now, right? You've published your book. It's out there. Your book is your product, right? Your audiobook is your product, but you are the brand. You are the brand, and you are an entrepreneur, all right? Whether you wrote your book as a professional writer, or maybe you wrote your book nights and weekends and you still have a day job. Just by you writing that book and publishing that book and putting it out there in the world, now you are an entrepreneur. Embrace it. Embrace it and love it. Love entrepreneurship. It's a tough job. Of course it is. But love it and embrace it, because you are now a professional. And now you are an author brand. So what is the author brand? The author brand is everything that encompasses who you are. Everything. That is your brand, because that's what makes you so unique. The way you were brought up, the way your morals, your values, your habits, your belief systems, your sense of humor, your personality, all of that is your author brand, and especially your voice. This wonderful sound that comes out of your body, that is part of what makes you, you. Now, remember, as an author, you are the CEO of you, right? You are the boss. So the decisions that you make for your author brand need to move your brand forward because you are an entrepreneur. And hey, it's tough work. It always is. Entrepreneurship is not easy. That's why not everybody does it, because it is tough. But resilience, tenacity, all that stuff comes into play. But I say this in regards to getting into your audiobook narration zen, is that you have to love your voice, love and appreciate this wonderful sound that comes out of your body. Because again, that's all part of your author brand. Appreciate it and embrace your entrepreneurship and embrace your author brand and love the products that you put out there. And again, by you being the CEO of you, the decisions that you make for your brand and for your products needs to be the best possible decisions, which means you don't cut corners. I mean, I'm sure you didn't cut corners when you wrote your book, right? You did it right because you want to put, and especially if you self-published book, traditional publisher, side by side, you look at those books and you can't tell which one's which. Because nowadays, by self-publishing, you can publish a book that looks just as professional as any book that's been out there by a traditional publisher. So you don't cut corners. And that applies so much to your audiobook narration. You got to do what it takes to do the best that you possibly can do, because that is your product. That represents you. That's why you don't have another narrator narrate your own audiobook, because again, as a nonfiction author, no one can tell your story better than you. Another narrator, no matter how great they are, they're going to interpret your book their way, not your way. So they may emphasize things that you wouldn't emphasize in that fashion. That's why you narrate your own audiobook. And definitely don't go AI, because you are cutting corners when you do that. You're going to have some computer-generated voice narrate your audiobook. Bad move. Bad move. That is not being a good CEO of you, because that decision is hurting your author brand, because it's not an accurate representation of who you are. The human element, that human soul of who you are that makes you so unique, is gone if you go the AI route. So I'm just telling you, don't cut corners, all right? So those are the things right off the bat to get into your audiobook zen. Love your voice, be grounded, do the best you can, embrace your entrepreneurship, love your voice. These are all things that you need to do before you even hit the record button. Get into your zen, love your voice, because when you're into your zen and you're chill, even if you need to take 5 minutes, of meditation time to get into your zone, right? Zen equals zone. When you're in your chill zen, you'll be in your chill zone. And then you can do a great audiobook narration. Because what makes a great audiobook, my friends, is not just the practical aspects, but the intangibles, the things you can't physically touch, but you can emotionally feel. That's what makes a great audiobook. And that's why you narrate your own, because no one can express the emotion and the energy than you, who wrote the nonfiction book in the first place, right? A lot of the books that I've worked on through my audiobook coaching program have been memoirs and just stories that people have gone through. It's their story. No one could tell that story better than them. And especially if you're a coach or an entrepreneur or an educator or a teacher or a poet or even a children's book writer, you need to narrate your own audiobook, because again, no one can express it the way that you wrote it. Your voice, again, is in your written word, and you're just bringing it to life in your own voice. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. All right. So again, get into your zone and then hit the record button. Then you're off to the races and ready to go. Now, there are a lot of moving parts in creating an audiobook. You can try to do it yourself, but you're going to hit a lot of roadblocks because it can be complicated, but you can do it. And this is why I do what I do. This is why I created the Your Book, Your Voice audiobook coaching program. If you have a book that's published, if you're a nonfiction author and you just published your book, or maybe you published a book 5 or 10 years ago, come on, don't let it die on the vine. Bring it back to life. Turn it into an audiobook. Relaunch your book. I know an author who's celebrating 1 year of releasing his book. And he doesn't have it as an audiobook yet. And he needs to do that because that would have made a better, relaunch of his book. It would have been a better year celebration. So there's so many great things that you can do when you do your audiobook. But if you've even considered turning your book into an audiobook, book a call with me. Let's talk. Let me tell you about my program. Let me tell you, we'll talk about your book, your marketing strategies, and how you can definitely turn your book into an audiobook in your own voice that will sound fantastic. Go to robertlanecoaching.com, all right? That's my website. All the information is there. Book your call. My calendar link is up there. It's in the description here on YouTube and LinkedIn. Of course, for those of you on Instagram, go to my profile page, click that link, and it says, schedule your audiobook consultation call. Click that. It goes directly to my calendar. You will speak with me directly because you will work with me directly. And let's get you enrolled because in 6 weeks, your audiobook will be recorded and ready for uploading for publication on Audible, Amazon, Apple, and any other distribution platforms that you want to be on. So go for it. All right. That's a great decision as being the CEO of you. You are the CEO of you. That is a great decision to do for your author brand and your author business. Add that audiobook as part of your arsenal. Ebook, paperback, hardcover, audiobook. Do it because now you're expanding yourself into a world that may not even know you exist because a lot of people go to audiobooks first before they even go to the other formats of your book. So do it. It's a great way to expand your business, let people know you exist, and of course, you're leaving a legacy in your own voice for generations to come, and that is a fantastic thing to do, all right? So book a call. Go to my website, robertlanecoaching.com. Click that book a call button and let's talk. No pressure. I'll tell you about the audiobook coaching program. And if it resonates with you, let's get you enrolled. Simple as that. And this is Coffee Chat, right? BYOC. Bring your own creamer. I'd provide it for you if I could. I would. I really would. But, we're virtual. So, but cheers to you. Oh, by the way, I'm using my 20th Century Fox, my Fox Studios cup. This is when I was working at Fox on the studio lot in Los Angeles. Fox Media Services, Fox Audio Services, and Digital Vault were our departments. Cheers to you. And a special cheer to and prayers to those of you in Southern California, in Los Angeles. The fire, I've seen crazy fires out there. I've never seen it that bad before. So just wishing the best for all the people out there who are suffering. All right. So have a great day. We'll be talking to you soon. Cheers to you. Someone's calling me on my other computer. It's all about doing live. But my last assignment to you is this, my friends. And that is when you're out and about in the world, please smile at a stranger, say hello to them, give them a compliment, because that small gesture of kindness can make the world a difference in somebody's life. So be a life changer. And finally, don't forget the Your Book, Your Voice podcast with my very special guest, author, speaker, and hope hooker. Raylan Van Ort is my guest. She did a fantastic audiobook. We worked together on it. I helped her create a great audiobook, and she is just an incredible human being. You don't want to miss this podcast. 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific time on the Bull Brave TV YouTube channel. Again, links are in the description on YouTube and LinkedIn, of course. And again, on Instagram, you know where to go. Go to my profile page, click on that link. All right, my friends, that's going to wrap it up for Coffee Chat today. Thank you so much. Have a great, wonderful day. I will see you tonight. Now, the reason why I tell you about the podcast, because we do it live. So get in on the conversation, okay? Get in on it. All right, my friends, we're going to wrap things up. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you tonight on the podcast. Take care.